Greetings from Hyrule. This is a link to the past Randomizer League playoffs conference semifinals. This is a game 4 matchup between the Spoilers and WJPDTB. We have Dr. Marty versus In the Name of DT facing off today in some hard map compass shuffle. I am Dapper Warm Man, tracking today Scupula, and I am joined by VXR441. What do we have in store for us today, VXR?
Game number 4 in this best of 5. Spoilers have a 2-1 lead, so DT will need to win this in order to force a game 5 between the two teams, which would be a co-op reference race and it would be between the two members of each team that didn't play in game 4.
Yeah, both of these racers today have already raced in their earlier games in this series, of course. Three teams, or three players on each team. Earlier this week, Dr. Marty beat Willard J. Bradley in Hard Randomizer, and In the Name of DT did lose in cross keys to Zelga Zasan. Of course, Shady Force losing to JP in Casual Boots, the other third game there. But today we're going to have basically an open seed. Dungeons are going to have a couple more items. The only thing that's going to be in the dungeons normally that you normally see there is the big key.
All keys will be in there in dungeons too.
Oh, sorry about that. Yes, it is only MC Shuffle, not small keys. So just a couple extra items in each dungeon as we are off. Dr. Marty starting in Link's house. Looks to be doing an Uncle route.
Like DT's starting that way too.
So Dr. Marty not grabbing the sign, going to use 3 bushes here to kill this blue guard.
Hard means hard item pool, so that, oh, nice large magic for tier 1 treatable. Hard means a maximum of 14 hearts, can't go past Tempered Sword, Red Shield, Regular Bow, or Green Nail.
Yeah, Tempered Sword is, not too bad. You're not going to be crying over losing, not having gold or anything like that. But that green mail sometimes is not ideal. You want something a little bit more than that. So we're getting just a little bit of sync here. Dr. Marty's saving and quitting, going probably to Sanctuary now. But got that hammer and opted not to do the front of escape sequence, even though that's a replenishable weapon there.
I'll see what DT. Oh, looks like DT's gonna go in. Yeah, early hammer's nice for sure. Looks like Marty's gonna head north and check the lumberjack ledge.
Yeah, that makes a little bit more sense. You want to know if you're Dr. Marty, when you come back to the castle escape, if you're going to have to do AGA also. So get knowledge of what's behind this lumberjack tree here is a good idea.
Dropping red rupees, which is nice. What is that? A red rupee there, I think?
Yeah, it looks like the bottom 20th of a 20 rupee. Definitely didn't look like a rod or a sword or anything like that. Anything useful. But doing, hitting all those bush crabs along the way, they are dealing out red rupees as well, which is good to have a bunch of money for later in the seed. We do get some bombs from the Lost Woods drop down. Don't have to go to the bomb shop in Kakariko to buy those.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. Hammer makes the ball and chain guard a lot easier to defeat. And some more bombs.
So not anything there. And of course, going to Kakariko, there's a bunch of checks you can make here, all in Sphere 1, so inevitably we're going to find something in here, we would hope.
Yeah. Oh, half magic is nice.
Yeah, that's one of the few safeties that you still get in this hard item pool. You also get that blue cane, which is an invincibility item and also does some damage to enemies as well. And of course, a moon pearl. That's always nice to have.
That's some pretty good items in blind spots.
And DT checking that is 20 bucks on the lumberjack tree. We get a full view of it there on the right side. Oh,
Oh,
we get a
there's a
bow.
bow. Yeah, we're not going to be seeing silvers today.
Right. We do. Now there's one of our first maps out in the wild, map to Turtle Rock.
So Dark World access is either defeating Aghanim 1 or getting the Moon Pearl and either Hammer and Glove Titans.
Yeah, so we've got 2/3 of our way there. You know, the other glove or that, or sorry, the first glove is going to give us that access. We already have the hammer, found that moon pearl. So Dr. Barty is making their way to the last few checks here. And the back of the tavern is that glove. And we now have Dark World access. The world is pretty much wide open to us at this point. Of course, there's a couple more checks down here you don't want to abandon. One of them's boots locked and one of them's bomb locked at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, Dark World access this early is pretty interesting, and it has such a compass in the library.
Yeah, just a compass, so not really useful here in this mode. Maps and compasses are shuffled outside of the dungeon. Some of them could appear in their dungeons, but they could just as well appear anywhere else. And if you're just joining us and we haven't done a map check yet, it's because the maps are also shuffled in the world. And we don't know what the prizes are on the dungeons until we actually get those maps.
I think the only one we have right now is Purple Rock.
Yeah, so no value in pressing X at this point for either of these runners.
And you don't actually see pressing X that often, as often as you did before, because of the recent change that has the C or P show up on your screen if you have the map for the respective dungeon.
Yeah, that is a really nice feature. And of course, always Sahasrara here in Sahasrara's hut is going to tell you what the green pendant is. And there's that bomb guy in the Dark World that tells you the red crystals. So we get Skull Woods as a green pendant today.
Not much in Saha's closet.
Nope, but Dr. Marty is going to take that bow and go into Eastern Palace. You can get all the items here if you know how to navigate through a dark room without a sword. I'm pretty sure Dr. Marty's done a few dark rooms in his career, but we'll see how things go here. There's normally 3 items in Eastern, but we're looking for 5 today because there are no small keys in this dungeon.
Yep. Yeah, every dungeon has 2 more items than it normally does, with the exception of Pirate Castle, which has 1 more than. And we start with the big key right away.
All right, so all the rest of the chests are going to be items, including the prize that's on the boss. Looks like DT is going to go into the Dark World here, going back up towards the portal. And that blue cane is certainly going to come in handy for Dr. Barty for, surviving through these dark rooms and kind of giving him an idea of where he is. We get our first bottle, green goo, in hand. on Dr. Marty's side.
I like DT's mouse cursor sprites. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Looks like he's going to go into Skull Woods and go through the front. Of course, we have full right into Skull Woods instead of the usual two. Where's the hook shot?
That is a really nice find in Eastern Palace. Let's see if DT can pull out something just as good in Skull Woods here. Well, that small key helps for routing a little bit. You don't have to go all the way over to the left side over on this middle part, but is going to go over there and get a key anyway, so they'll have two at their disposal.
Although Death Mountain is currently out of logic, that hookshot does give us access to the eastern bits. I don't remember if Marty actually got the hammer.
Yeah, Chewy in chat asking us if Uncle actually got the, or Dr. Martin did get the hammer from the uncle, and honestly, I don't remember seeing it myself, but I was kind of looking at DT screen at that moment, but I'd have to imagine if you go and check the chest, you've talked to the uncle, but he might have just forgotten, and I haven't really seen him use it. He's been using that blue cane to get around. We'll see if he remembers that.
I checked Marty's stream. He doesn't have the hammer marked on his tracker.
Okay, that's really interesting. So that kind of explains why he didn't go into the dark world here, even though he has that bow. Getting through these dark rooms with no problem, really.
That's a nice big key to get right next to the big chest.
Yeah, that is a nice location. I'm just wondering about, I'm just confused by this Dr. Marty thing. I think, if he'd been playing casual boots or something lately, or some sort of standard, and you check the chest normally after you get to Uncle, so you're just muscle memorying you leaving, and that must be something like that had happened. But on his way to the Armos fight here, picking up a few arrows and a heart just to make sure he doesn't die, and maybe with that bow we'll end up going into the front of escape.
AT's having a little bit of trouble setting up this palm jump. We do get a crystal for Eastern Palace.
And we don't know if it's blue or red until we do a map check or a pause menu, but we might just not care about that until a while later. Looks like Dr. Marty's starting at the house. We'll see if he goes north or south here.
Okay, he's going to go north.
Yeah, either remembering didn't get Uncle or on the way to escape, so we still got to see if he goes left or right. And it's going back to Uncle.
Okay, good.
Okay.
There was the Sank Heart, which I believe always exists in I believe if you've already found you already found 6 boss heart containers. And Chest Game just giving us the Spellwood's Compass. Yeah, Marty is going to go into the front of escape with that hammer. We didn't really find much in there. He does have the key, so that might send him through Dark Cross.
Well, he did get the glove, so he knows that he can get to the back of escape, which might be faster, but it's usually easier to go through to Dark Cross from this side. So might go there and then bail out and just use the gloves to go to the back of escape. So yeah, but like you said, nothing here all the way through to Zelda's cell. Be keeping an eye on his screen to see if he goes into Dark Cross, which would be a new check for us.
Not much in the front of Thieves Town.
I think that was a vanilla key because it, yeah, of course, that was the big key chest.
Yeah.
And continuing on to the back with that hammer and, you know, a couple items to beat blind.
Alright, it's gonna save and quit. I go to Sanctuary, I'll drop down into the back probably next.
But not checking back of escape. Looks like they're gonna go up the mountain here.
Yeah. I don't have a lamp, but I can still do it. Desert map. You gotta count maps and compasses when you're running through in-map compass shuffle.
Yeah, they are, you know, items. Each dungeon has 2 more, and, you know, because the maps and compasses have been shuffled around, so got to remember that you did actually get a unique item or a quote-unquote valuable item in that chest. It wasn't just trash. Of course, Thieves Town not really one where you're counting a lot. You're just, at some point you say, do I have the small key and do I check the big chest? Or you just skip it because you know the small key is in that chest.
₹50 on the top of Spectacle Rock. And a compass inside.
And there is that small key in blind cell, so DT is going to go over and check the big chest on their way to finishing off blind.
Another shield. That's 2 shields in Thieves Town. Marty's going to show us Paradox Cave next. Bottom's got a compass and 100 rupees.
And DT doing a good job there in the first couple of phases, but just going to use that blue cane. It's safe, it's consistent, and gets blind down for their first dungeon, which is going to be a crystal or pendant. We wait and see. It's a crystal.
I already pulled the mirror out of Paradox Cave.
Yeah, that's a really good find. That really opens up routing, especially with Dark World access.
There's some bombs I'm floating around. There's another bottle. 3. Already, I think is gonna go into hair. We don't have a fire source though. But we do have the hook shot, so we can't. Aeropods.
Yeah, the hookshot is going to make this dungeon dive without a key or a light source really valuable. Of course, the keys are all in the dungeon. So we're going to get either a small or a big here.
Alright, here's the big key, so next will be the hero pot.
Yeah, if you're fast enough doing this, it's still faster than climbing. And gets it on the first attempt. Gonna go down and get the big chest and the little compass chest down there.
I'm gonna pick up a good to pick up a fairy down to 1 heart. Ooh, Quake.
That's a valuable item, we hope.
That's 3 big chests so far having major items.
Yeah, I didn't know this was major item shuffle. Thought it was MC shuffle.
DT is going to give us information about our red crystals. Our Hera and Eastern Palace. That's an early Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah, in fact, Dr. Marty just got their second red crystal, and when they go to the bomb shop, they're just going to see the bomb there.
There's the small key, so there is an item in the basement that we cannot get right now. There's the lamp and hype cave.
Yeah, that basically puts into logic Hera and the Eastern Palace clear, because we needed a fire source to get to the back of Eastern. Not necessarily for Hera, that was, at least the boss was clearable without that fire source, but as you mentioned, there is an item down in the basement.
And that's something DT will be able to chuck immediately when he goes there. If he decides it's in his first trip. Of course, in MC Shuffle, it's much more likely to have a non-dungeon item, because the only non-dungeon item it could potentially have would be a small key or a big key. But
Right.
And his order being Spiral Cave. DT's gonna head off to Pod now.
Yeah, this will be our, we're only at 21 minutes in. This is going to be our 4th dungeon between the 2 runners. It's been pretty exciting. I guess it's 5th dungeon if you count the little dip of Skull Woods there on DT's side.
Alright, here is also a crystal. And we had a book in the shooter room. That means we are bow locked in Pod immediately.
It's nice to have that bow then. Good thing that was just sitting in the well for us. We'll see if Dr. Marty remembers to go check the information at the bomb hut here. Oh, he's not. He's just assuming he doesn't have it yet, or forgot about the fact that that guy can tell you information.
Looks like he's just going to follow DT into Pod.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense when you get that lamp, especially, you know that all of Pod is going to be in logic, and it might have been on your brain already, so definitely worth a trip over here. There's normally 5 items. There's going to be 7 in here, including that book that we already found on DT's side. And just a couple of small keys on the right side. We need 4 of them at least in the front, so not surprising to find 2 of them on that bow lock side.
Alright, next up will be the big key chest. There's another key.
Yeah, and Dr.
Yeah,
Barney's going to have a little easier time routing this dungeon because of that mirror. So you might see him make up a little bit of time on DT here.
We got Bombos from the Stalfos chest. So that is our... So we already have our 2 non-dungeon items in the front. Which means that this chest that DT is about to check must be a small key. And yes, the book will put Desert Palace into logic. Of course, we can't access the item on the torch until we have boots. There's the bug net. Mirror is in Paradise Cave. Hey, our first sword.
All right, our first sword, and, 3 crystals down combined. So obviously these runners are very skilled at, doing some swordless stuff. I don't expect any of this hard item pool to affect them too much, but it is something to be keeping in mind. We get our big key in the maze here, so that it's going to allow us to beat the dungeon.
DT setting up a death warp.
Down to 1 heart. It's still on green mail, so going to place a bomb down, open this chest, and hopefully not get the heart refill,
Yeah.
and that bomb's going to send him back to the front of the dungeon.
I have to say, I love the DT's death sprites.
Yeah, there's just a lot of really fun animations there with this cursor sprite.
DT.exe has crashed. Yeah, the blue screen of death. It looks like the ones from like really old Windows. Not the kind you'd see on Windows 10.
But yeah, definitely some of those 90s vibes coming in on this right side of the screen here.
Yeah, it does look like Windows 95 era.
And get a little CRT monitor action there as we were going through the cutscene here, opening up the back of Palace of Darkness.
Oh yeah, the bunny sprite, which we're not going to see, is the Clippy, the old Microsoft Office assistant.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I always loved using the Office assistants, even though, people tended to hate those.
I mean, it was really helpful. Hey, it looks like you're trying to write a letter. Nowadays, you have to look up how to format a letter. There's no Clippy.
Right. Alright, on to Helmstone King.
Yeah, holding out that sword for just a little bit more range in that hammer hitbox. Gonna get 17 smacks here.
We gotta be careful here. One more hit will Yeah, I'm gonna use Berna just to be safe.
That's some nice quick swapping over to Berna. He is in one-hit knockout mode here.
That was close.
That was super close, but does get the Helmasaur King down.
Ooh, Cane of Samaria. And it's a pendant, but that Cane's pretty much going to be required. Or it is required because TR is a crystal.
Yeah, that's interesting. You'd have to think if this wasn't MC Shuffle, if either of these runners would have gone all the way back here. But not knowing what the prize was, and as a fully clearable dungeon incentivizes them both to go here to the boss. Looks like DT is going to run out. Probably Pyramid and a Catfish. We'll see if Dr. Marty does the same or does a start menu to notice that he has both red crystals at this point. But we really have a lot of stuff we have not checked yet, even though these runners have sort of done a lot of divergence, and now, they did one similar dungeon at this point. But there's just a lot of stuff for us, some of these good items to be hiding.
And Red Ledge has 50.
Yeah, have we even seen like Mini Moldorm Cave and Dam? I don't think either runner's done South Shore or anything. Obviously, no one's gone to Desert or anything like that.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of South Viral, which is interesting for this point in the race, 30 minutes in.
And Dr. Marty not checking the bomb shop again. Let's see if he's going to double back after doing these checks over here on the way to Village of Outcasts.
And there's the heart piece at K45. You're going to see Catfish, which is a pretty long walk without boots.
Yeah, one of the least checked locations, I would say, in Rando. Nobody likes to do it, and today it's just 50 bucks.
Oh, I did not. Did we?
I think that was a pendant on Desert, which would be our third pendant knowledge.
Yeah, I didn't see. Yeah, if that is, then I believe that gives us full pendant and crystal knowledge.
But DT is going to go over to this red crystal. They know it's a red crystal, and they have the lamp, they have the bow. It's going to be fully clearable, and they are on their way to Eastern Palace. Meanwhile, Dr. Marty doing our first check of the sick kid. Need a bottle to do this check, and it's just 20 bucks. So DH Stom in chat telling me that Desert was actually a crystal, not a pendant. So that was my eyes playing tricks on me again.
So it leaves our last pendant between Swamp, Ice, and Mire. And Marty's gonna now head into Skull Woods. Having a sword will make that bomb jump to the big chest easier. Yeah, here comes the immediate mirror and a bomb jump.
Yeah, it gets that nice little spin off of the exact end of the ledge there, and gets that small key, so have a nice bit of routing here in the front of Skullwoods.
And here's DT's hook shots. Well, that's a green 20. I didn't notice that the first time around. That could be either silvers or a mail upgrade.
Yeah, this hard item pool, when you only get 14 hearts, maxed at green mail, we do not get silvers. The second bow turns into one of those green 20s. We're going to be seeing a lot of green 20s near the end of the seed. And that Canis Samaria coming in helpful here in Skull Woods as well. Dr. Marty going through real quick, not having to pull the statue backwards the slow way.
Right, so after we saw the big chest, that pink, that makes 2 items in the back. And then Marty's now gonna head into Village of Outcasts, and I assume we'll do Thieves Town as well. And full clear it.
Meanwhile, Dr. Marty is going to go into Thieves Town. We've already seen this on DT's side.
And that is DT's second crystal. I do like the... what cursor is that called? I don't remember.
Yeah, that's a pointer. It looks like something from DOS or something like that.
I know what it is, just trying to think what the name is.
It's the this finger.
Oh, and
this
you're,
hand.
yeah, like you're clicking on something. Something clickable. Alright, let's see where DT goes now.
Yeah, he's got enough money to loop in a Zora check at some point. Looks like might be doing Back of Escape here, which I believe is a new check for us. But no, turning left, probably going up the mountain. So as we're seeing these runners check over a few things that their opponent has already seen, we just want to remind you to give them a follow. They are doing some great work here in the league season 4, obviously making it all the way to the conference semifinals at this point. So Dr. Marty Zero and In the Name of DT are definitely a couple runners worth tuning into from time now and then.
if Marty wins this, Spoilers will advance to the conference finals to face Pug Trio.
Yeah, and DT trying to avenge his loss earlier in this series needs this victory. And if you have not been following the league at all, if it does come down to Game 5, the other two players on their team are going to do a co-op retrance. That's a retro entrance randomizer. So very interesting matchup to watch with 4 screens going on. So obviously fans of WJDTB are hoping for that.
Players had to play a retrance seed to get to this round. Well, Ice Palace map. It's one of the 3 dungeons that we don't know about its reward.
Dr. Barty setting up here on this scripted blind fight. No matter what sword you have, it's the same way every time if you do it the right way, and getting through phases 1 and 2 no problem. And gonna pull up that blue cane just in case, but looks like he's not gonna need it. And nice job there getting blind down.
That is his 3rd crystal now. Now we have not seen the back of Escape.
Yeah, pretty surprising at this point. Some of the stuff that they've checked, Back of Escape comes to mind. We do have the key, so there's 4 items between Back of Escape and Dark Cross, and no runner has checked South Shore yet, which has 7 items between it. They both have the book, and none has gone into Desert, which is kind of understandable because they don't have boots, and it could be boots locked. We don't know at this point. And we do know what the 2 red crystals are because DT went to the bomb shop and found out they were Eastern and Hera, which around that time, Dr. Marty had completed them and could have gone, but did not check the bomb hut to get the information, so did not know that they had already obtained those 2 red crystals. Because I haven't seen him really do a pause menu at some point. Really, since Quick Swap has come in, you don't see the pause menus that often.
And now GT's gonna check Ether Tablet, which is... Oh, the Fire Rod!
Okay, so we know what that is, but we're going to need another sword to get to that fire rod.
And Hardy was not able to check that when he was on Death Mountain.
Yeah, the good news is he does have the mirror and he does have a fire source, so might be tempted to go back and get those 2 things, clear them up, and then do like Spike Cave right after that or something like that. But he's got a lot of other stuff to do. As I was saying, there's so many places these runners just haven't even been yet, so gonna be a while. And of course, does have that book in hand now, but did not have it, as you said, when they came up to do Hera earlier.
Other green 20.
Yeah,
Again,
that could be a bow or armor.
Could also be Mirror Shield. And just a blue rupee from draining the dam. And now Marty's going to go to the desert area.
And gonna do Agina Cave here first, hoping it's the boots. And then if it's not, hoping the boots are not required for desert.
A red rupee in Agina's cave.
3 smacks the hammer. DT takes down Moldorm and has quietly caught up to Dr. Marty with 3 crystals.
Now he's going to have a decision if he wants to check Hera Basement.
Yeah, that's another difference. Dr. Marty did not have a fire source when he came here. And there are those boots
okay.
on Desert Ledge. Well, now we don't care if Desert is boots locked because we know where the boots are. Looks like DT is going to do Hera Basement, and I would imagine actually do the Pyramid Fairy immediately after this, since they do know what the red crystals are.
There is an there. Oh wait, no, there could still be the small key in the cartridge. There is a small key in this dungeon. Oh, there's the Mets.
Okay, so Desert's not boot locks, but picking up those black rocks is.
And just a red ruby in the basement. Mets don't really give us a whole lot right now.
One thing it brings to mind is Dark Death Mountain. There's 6 checks up there, and of course we have the hook shot.
Oh yeah, there's that, and we might be able to open Turtle Rock.
Yeah, if Turtle Rock is the one magic coin we have. We can also get into Ice Palace. We just can't get past the first room without a fire source in Fire Rod or...
we have Bombos.
Oh, we do.
Yeah, Bombos was in pod.
Ah, yes, they both have it on their tracker.
Of course, Ice is out of logic since we don't have flippers.
Yeah, that is true. We are going to need that fire rod off of the tablet at some point. We don't know if Skullwoods... Oh, actually, we do know Skullwoods is a green pendant, but Turtle Rock is a crystal. We are going to have to do that. And that does require the fire rod.
Alright, here's backup escape now. And it was a load of junk.
And using that mirror to go a little bit quicker back to the center room. Normally, that takes you somewhere you don't want to go, but when you come in from the back like that, it goes right where you want to. We're going to go to Dark Cross from the back, pick up this key rat. Meanwhile, Dr. Marty is on the Land Molus fight.
GT compass. Alright, so that is now 4 crystals.
So now that we have the mitts, what else do we need to get into Gumud? We're going to need the flippers, logically, if not required for the back or for getting into Swamp, which I see is a crystal. We're going to need that fire rod. We're going to need an ice rod. We might need the flute if Misery Mire is a crystal. And of course, we're going to need another sword to even get that fire rod and to defeat Ganon.
Ooh, looks like... Okay, DT's checking. Yeah, you know. Babestown compass. And another compass.
And is this our first check of Mini Moldorm Cave as well?
I've already checked it.
Okay,
I
yeah.
don't remember it having anything important. I did see a green 20 though. That'll get whatever it was. It'll also be a green 20 for DT, I'm sure. No, we haven't seen Zora. That's another thing we could do.
Yeah, no one's checked any of that Zora area, which you usually don't check till you get flippers or the boots, so you can set up a nice water walk. It's a little bit faster to do them since they're really out of the way, no matter where you start from. So Bonk Rocks had nothing. Here we're going to check King's Tomb, which you need to bonk into, and that is our red boomerang.
Oh, alright, Misery Mire is our last pendant.
Okay, so flute may not be required.
We definitely will need the flippers. And just offer a piece on Bombo's tablet. These runners have been pretty neck and neck, although they have done things differently. They are pretty close to each other right now. DT will be getting crystal number 4, but not too distant future.
Yeah, walking over here, it's probably been about 6 or 7 minutes since Dr. Marty found those boots, so not really that much of a time difference to speak of.
And Marty's gonna show us our first look at Dark Death now. Gonna head up to Super Bunny Cave now.
DT not even checking the torch to say, I'm going to come back and check this when I get my boots.
Nothing in Super Bunny Cave.
Nothing there indeed. Let's see if Hookshot Cave has the goods, and we're going to find out our Turtle Rock Medallion while we're up here.
There's a sword. Alright, that will. So yeah, he'll be able to actually get the fire rod off of Ether Tablet now.
Yeah, we're going to see here. We got to see if Dr. Marty remembers to use that mirror and go over and get Ether Tablet.
Alright, we can get into Turtle Rock. It is Bombos.
So it looks like he's going to open it here. Without Fire Rod, you can actually get pretty far into Turtle Rock. It's not very common, but you can get Fire Rod as far as Laser Bridge. So we'll see if Dr. Marty gets kind of unlucky with their keys in a way, because we know where the Fire Rod is. Or they might just get locked out pretty quickly and go over and check Ether Tablet.
Oh, he's going in. Alright, well, we're immediately locked out.
Yeah, it's kind of good news for Dr. Marty to not go too deep into this dungeon. We'll see if he goes back after getting the fire rod over here, and I'm sure a roll of his eyes that we won't be able to see.
Alright, yeah, he's gonna check Ether Tablet.
Although, you know, on both runners' side, you're probably not going to feel too far behind because their second sword was up there on the mountain. You're basically right there. You're probably going to have the mirror anyway, considering it was in the light world. So neither runner going to feel like they, you know, really galaxy brained that or completely skipped it. Just the way that the items were laid out. Yeah, going back for Hera Basement, that's not too bad of a check with that mirror. And of course, Dr. Marty didn't even have a fire source earlier, so this wasn't a decision to skip. It was just necessity at that point. DT using some arrow strats here from the NMG with that fighter sword.
I think the 4 items in Desert were mitts and 3 compasses. Interesting. Anyway, that's crystal number 4, DT.
Yeah, so DT is even with Dr. Marty on crystal count, just a little bit farther behind with progression, not having that sword, but does know where that fire rod is. Looks like this might be that pyramid check.
Marty's gonna...
Nope.
Like he might go back into TR now with that fire rod.
Yeah, the only thing he's missing is the ice rod, which can be literally anywhere in the game except behind Turtle Rock. So it's not going to be in GT, but it can be pretty much anywhere else in this game.
And I think this is our first look at Ice Rod Cave. And it just bombs.
And setting up this water walk here by dashing on the side of that pit is probably going to be going to do the Zora checks here. So what do you think chances are of Dr. Marty finding that ice rod here in this trip, or at least something that's going to lead to ice rod?
You know, it tends to happen quite a bit. Oh, there's Mushroom and Waterfall Fairy. And DT does not have an empty bottle. But anyways, yeah, the Ice Rod does like to hide on Laser Bridge a lot. That's very possible in this state. I did not see what was on Zora Ledge.
Yeah, I happen to miss it too. We'll see if he circles back for it, but also might be thinking about Ice Palace at this point. Yeah, he's going to run and not down towards the ledge, is going to run out. This makes me think he's going right to Ice Palace, which is not illogic, but it is a crystal and he can beat it.
And it looks like that's what he's going to do. Oh, there's the flippers.
So just as I was about to say, this Ice Palace dip is out of logic. We get the item that puts him in logic, although it's on the other player's screen.
Yeah, I think since DT knows about the fire rod, I could definitely see him avoiding Death Mountain until he finds another sword, but we might not have another sword available.
Yeah, the other two swords could be, in Ganon's Tower, and we get the flute out of Ice Palace. That is that non-required flute. Of course, it might be required to get other items for the seed, but we don't need to do Misery Mire today.
Oh, there's the shovel.
All right, more and more item locations opening up with each chest we uncover. So Dr. Barty is down to 5 more chances here. 4 more chances on Laser Bridge.
Yeah, it's Artie is just missing Ice Rod. DT still needs a sword to get fire. Tablet.
There was another one of those green 20s.
I just gotta be careful because these lasers do 4 hearts of damage on green mail. And so Ice Rod's not going to be in Turtle Rock today.
And he just saves and quit. Not going to try and do the mirror portal saving, especially without a flute in hand. But yeah, those flippers did put Marty in Ice Rod Go mode, as you said. And he's going immediately to Ice Palace, it looks like, which is a crystal, of course. And DT doing a really nice job here with that hammer on all these Cold Stare eyeballs. Keep in mind he's only on Fighter Sword, doesn't have the Fire Rod at this point. Has to do a spin with this Fighter Sword if he wants the damage.
And one more hit'll by the Puffs will kill him.
Yeah, playing it pretty close to the edge here. Down to 1 heart.
Oh boy. Don't think he's got... Oh! That was close. I got 1 puff left. There we go.
And we can all breathe. That was very close and did have a couple of safety items there, but opted not to use them.
So for Ice Rod locations. Swamp looks like the most check dense location with 8 items there. We could go into Misery Mire if it's not Ether to enter. Back of Skullwoods has 2 items. don't think we've in some random checks. I don't think we've seen Smiths. I don't think we've seen Graveyard Ledge.
Yeah, I don't think we've checked Pyramid Fairy either, which was available really early.
And GT is going to go activate the flute now.
Of course, if it is in Swamp, that Flippers being in Turtle Rock means that was hard required to go in and then leave and come back. DT does not have those Flippers, so they're going to have to make their way up to Turtle Rock before they're able to get into Swamp. Looks like they're going to be doing Smith Chain, I would imagine.
Yeah, and DT can't actually get to that part of TR without Fire Rod, which means he'd have to get the sword from Shot Cave.
Right, that's probably what's delaying him from going up the mountain, is hoping for that sword. Especially considering he knows where the Fire Rod is and knows he can't get it right now. Graveyard Ledge is going to be a new check. We did do King's Tomb already on Dr. Marty's side, but he was in the Light World the whole time and did not do Graveyard Ledge. I would imagine DT would do that pretty quickly after this. And here's Dr. Marty's Cold Stare fight, going to be a little bit easier with Master Sword and the Fire Rod. He can go back to that hammer if he needs to as well.
This is the conference semifinals, which is also quarterfinals. This is the last matchup of the conference semis. Winner of this series faces Pug Trio. And our other conference final is the Titansmiths versus Skull Kids.
Yeah, and as you can see on screen, the spoilers have 2 wins, and WJDTB have 1 win in this best-of-5 series. So in the name of DT, hoping to pull out a victory here, keep their team alive. Dr. Marty hoping to end this series today.
Flipped was in Ice.
That was in Ice Palace, yeah, the Pengator room, the first chest that you get.
And Marty's gonna go into Swamp. And it looks like DT's gonna go finish up Skull Woods. No, Marty has not, yeah, Marty hasn't. Yeah.
Marty, yeah, did get the flute. They both got flute. Marty didn't turn it in. Does not really want to go to Pendant Misery Mire. Would rather go to Swamp. Put these flippers to good use. He's going to get a key here, and then think about doing left side swamp along the way. What do you normally like to do as far as left side swamp when you're in 1-item go mode?
It's pretty interesting because there's going to be at least 1 item. You know that already.
Yeah, and if there's the other one's the big key, then it's just going to lead to another item in the big chest.
Yeah. So it is basically 2 items no matter what. I'd say you just do it.
Yeah, I think the percentages change a little bit when you have map and compass shuffle. You know, if you get the map and compass over there and they're just in their normal vanilla dungeon, then it doesn't really help you to go over there and get them. But here, where they're going to be guaranteed items, it might be worth popping over there first. It's definitely quicker to do it on your first trip through than to go back after beating Argus. We see DT getting rid of some magic, gonna do a fake powder here, using the Cane of Samaria when you have no magic, and then immediately using the mushroom, which is in the magic powder slot, And the game thinks that you have magic powder.
It's not magic bat. Marty is going to go straight into the back. Which it makes sense. You know, if the ice rod's back here, you don't have to worry about left side. And then if it's not here, I think you just go do left side.
Yeah, if it's obviously if it's fast, if it's here, you've done it faster. As the saying goes, just go to where the items are. But hoping it's back here, or at least maybe you get the big key to make that double dip a little bit more worth it. But no ice rod so far.
Could get a third bottle though.
But DT is doing a new check, doing the Smith chain. We haven't seen any of these checks from Dr. Marty. We're going to get that shovel turned in. Shovel was also an item that we got in Ice Palace.
Not just a blue rupee.
And that fire rod going to come in handy here. Getting a few shots off and a spin, and Argus goes down. Unfortunately for DT, Smith chain coming up empty. No ice rod, no flippers there. We know where the flippers are, but we're still looking for that ice rod.
Wherever he goes now. I guess this is probably Pyramid Fairy.
I mean, I've been looking for Pyramid Fairy since about minute 14. So we'll see if we finally get it here.
Yeah, DT did. He does know fire rods on either tablet, but he'd rather see a sword first before going back up Death Mountain.
But eventually, you just have to say, I think there's going to be something else leading to a sword or something, and looking for that sword. Doing the little bomb duplication glitch here. If you're doing this transition when it's 0, the bomb is just magically there. That's good.
And I think this time DT is going to want to see what he gets from the throwing a bottle into the water. Oh, ether. And there's the ice rod.
Yeah, there it is. That ether may get us into Misery Mire, but we don't really care about that at this point. So that might send DT right up the mountain. They're going to get their flippers and their ice rod and their sword. They don't know it yet, but that's where all the stuff is. They know they can beat Turtle Rock now if the medallion lets them open it. Oh, doing this one check in case this is flippers. Yeah, that flippers double dip not actually required. So Dr. Marty did lose a little bit of time in going all the way to Laser Bridge and full clearing Swamp here. And we'll see. They do have a lead right now. We'll see if that's enough for DT to take over from Dr. Marty. But I think DT right now is thinking between the 6 checks on Dark Death Mountain and whatever there is in Turtle Rock. Hopefully there's a sword there and I can get my fire rod and complete Turtle Rock. So Dr. Marty has completed their swamp double dip. Now checking ether tablet. We know that's nothing. Excuse me, that was Bombo's tablet. Has not activated their flute, so it's going to have to run around or go around here, but looks like they're going to go probably do Pyramid Fairy here. And DG getting their second sword. They now have the ability to get that fire rod. They're just looking for flippers at this point for go mode.
Okay, this is going to be Pyramid Fairy for me.
Yep, got the big red bomb in hand. DT obviously going straight to this ether tablet to get their fire rod. Dr. Marty going to make a quick pit stop over here at the hobo in case this is the ice rod.
Oh, almost blew up on him.
Yeah, that was pretty close. So I've seen people use this Dark World and Mirror over to Hobo, but I've never seen anybody do it with the bomb. That's pretty interesting. You got to be careful you don't jump off the ledge. You just go down the ladder. And
1 hour 15:53 go mode.
Not even checking the other chest, not even putting that bottle in the fairy to see what it spits back. Just going straight up to Turtle Rock, which is going to be their 7th crystal.
Yeah, both of these runners are going to be entering GT with the Master Sword. So if we have to do Master Sword Ganon, this is over.
Yeah, we are not going to get silvers. This is the hard item pool. We might get tempered, but we're definitely not going to get gold. I would say Dr. Marty, he has to just go all the way back to Turtle Rock. He's already done. In the name of DT, he has to get Lava Chest here and then get enough keys to get back to Trinex and then go all the way back down to Swamp, which is go modable. It's pretty fast, but I would say Dr. Marty's in pretty good lead right now.
Yeah. And the last game's on the last chest of Laser Bridge, so DT will pretty much full clear this.
Yeah, and still looking for an item. Gonna open up Lava Chest, which is, where their go mode is, which means they're gonna have to open up, go the slow way and get the big chest as well.
Alright, gonna catch a fairy just for safety.
I like it. You can never be too safe on guaranteed green mail Ganon. It's has a way of getting away from you pretty quick.
Yeah, everything does with the damage. We do get to see the Clippy Sprite.
It looks like you're trying to get flippers. Let me help. So both runners actually on the same screen here for probably the only time this game, except for the first screen. But yeah,
Basically,
Dr. Marty, excuse me, sorry.
Yeah, basically up until the Ice Rod hunt, they were Although they took different paths, they largely went the same way.
Yeah, Dr. Marty didn't do Smith Chain, but did spend a lot of time in Swamp Palace. DT was they both full cleared ice, I believe. So probably spending similar amount of time just looking for that tricky ice rod. But Master Sword or Hammer Ganon, or excuse me, Trinex is no walk in the park either.
Especially with green mail. Alright, and that is crystal number 7 for Marty, so you know what that means, chats.
Yeah, where is that Ganon's Tower big key gonna be? There's 22 places that Dr. Marty can check. Which one will it be today?
Gotta be careful, these Lionels do a lot of damage in green mail.
But as expected, both runners not really having any problem with Trinex. DT is going to pick up their 6th crystal here and going to need to go down to Swamp for their 7th before they can open up Ganon's Tower. We get a key in Hope Room, so we can go to the right if we want.
And he's gonna do it.
And using some Samaria strats here to get that crystal switch turned over to red. Those Gibdos can always be a little bit tricky.
A bunch of rupees in Pumpus Room. This is this key right here is number 7.
Eight and 9, not the big key. Number 10 is our sword.
Yeah, that'll make Ganon much, much nicer.
Yeah, the 1-in-1 on Ganon and then 12 spins is significantly easier than the getting through all those phases of Ganon on Master Sword and ending with 24 spins.
The game places all 4 swords. It's just once you get 3, the 4th turns into a green 20.
Yeah, I feel like we saw... Well, we did see a bunch of 20s because they ended up finding all 14 heart containers or heart pieces and all that. So, can't really tell at this point, but I'm assuming there's a sword either here in Gan's Tower or possibly in Misery Mire. We checked a lot of other places already. Of course, DT checking a few just in case they are that tempered sword.
17 was the answer in Randomizer. I want to chat actually got 17.
Well, we'll have to play Price is Right rules for somebody to win.
Well, let's see who else had 16.
I did see
Space.
Vizard said 17.
Oh, was there a 17? Oh, yeah, I missed that. Sorry.
Well, GG's to you, Vizard. You can use your internet points at anywhere they are redeemable. And really nice Ice Rod strats on Argus there for in the name of DT. They get their 7th crystal. They're going to make their way up to Ganon's Tower. You don't know. We do have that tempered sword, but no silvers, you know. Things can happen. The Ganon's Tower climb is the hardest climb in the game, so it is not over until Dr. Marty crosses that bridge.
Down to 3.5 hearts. He does have a fairy.
Yeah, he does.
Doesn't have powder. We don't have powder, though, so he can't turn that bunny beam into a fairy. ADG's gonna buy some blue potions for safety.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea, especially if you're still sitting on Master Sword. You can end up using a lot of magic in that Ganon fight, but we know they're probably going to get tempered along their way towards the big key.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are some places to fill up with magic here, and I expect Dr. Marty will pick those up along their way towards the Agatu fight.
I forgot you could fake powder those, but those bunny beams, but it's not worth it.
Yeah, you can use that fake powder trick like you do on Magic Bat. The bunny beams, you have to make sure they haven't started moving, otherwise you can't powder them into fairies. Dr. Marty not picking up any fairies there, even though they're only on 4.5 hearts. And nothing in that chest is going to help them. There's no silvers, already on 14 hearts, no mail upgrade, so just going to go on to Agatu.
I've already got the tempered sword, too.
Oh, yeah.
And let's see how Agatu behaves today. I think that was a triple.
Yeah, oh, and another really nice setup here, too.
Oh, but had to throw a blue ball.
Yeah, we'll see if, yeah, that was a triple. 3, 2, 1, down goes Agatu.
MC Shuffle. So hard is hard item pool, and then MC Shuffle is maps and compasses shuffled anywhere in the game.
Yeah, that hard item pool is why Dr. Marty wasn't checking any of those chests on their way up. They'd already maxed out all of their equipment. And trying to get the 1-1 here with Tempered, getting a couple spins, and setting up already in phase 2.
Yeah, spoilers elite. Spoilers is the higher seed. They got 36 points, and the regular seed Bug Trio got 30. Of course, Marty still has to finish this campaign. He is down to half of hearts.
Yeah, I think the worst is behind him as far as being in range of damage, but does not have any potions.
I think he has a fairy.
Oh, yes, he does.
Now Ganon's doing a lot of warping. Ganon, please. I have not seen Ganon do this much warping in a long time. There we go.
And DT, not chest 17, but chest 15 didn't open up those top 2 in Rando Room.
Well, yeah, I don't think... Oh, missed this torch glitch. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna... I don't think we can access Mumble Mumble. Not a lot of magic.
Yeah, gonna have to be really careful here. He's probably gonna switch to Lamp at some point, since he did miss Torch Glitch.
I think he's got a green potion.
Oh, okay. I mean, the way he's burning magic, he must. And he must know it, too. Also, the Pyramid Fairy is open if, you know, things go awry, and maybe the Pyramid Fairy gives you some nice potions. There's a bee, okay. There's that green.
Alright. There we go. And now Marty just has to cross the bridge, and he will... And he has done it. He has finished in first place with a time of 1:31:33, and he has sent the spoilers to the conference finals to face off against Pug Trio.
Yes, congratulations to Dr. Marty and the spoilers. We will see if we can get Dr. Marty in chat. And welcome to Dr. Marty. GG's and congratulations.
Thanks very much, guys. GG's to... Well, I can't know what to make of that seed. I was sure I was going to lose after that first colossal mistake.
Yeah, I'm assuming you're talking about just not talking to Uncle and having to run back and get Hammer. At what point did you realize you had not even talked to the Uncle?
I knew about 2 seconds after I saved and quit. It's one of those situations where my fingers are like, okay, we gotta do this. We just found that. We gotta go to Kakariko now. My brain's like, whoa, 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 slow down a second. We still gotta do stuff here. But by that time, it was too late.
Yeah.
Yeah, we figured it might be a muscle memory thing. You know, the standard start, you talk to the Uncle and then go into the chest. But as you said, you realized it right away and went back there, so that was good. And that was your Dark World access, which really opened up the game.
Yeah, we had pretty...
Sorry, go on.
We had pretty early Dark World access in this seed.
Yeah, very early. Like, we didn't even need to go to Eastern to even get the Dark World access, but I suppose it was kind of attractive early on.
And it looks like DT is going to finish out their seed here. Unfortunately, this is the end of the road for WJDTB. So DT wants to go out on a high note by defeating the Big Pig at the end of this game. So, Dr.
Wonderful.
Marty, have an interesting question for you. Do you know which crystals were the red crystals?
I do, and I knew very early on. I just I just never I couldn't route them in well because I had better places to go. And like suddenly I had Thieves Town to go to, and then I had Dark Death Mountain to go to, and then I had Fire Rod, so I got the flippers, and that got me into Ice Palace and Swamp Palace. It just everything was directing me away from those locations, even though I knew they were the first two crystals I had.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. You were finishing up Hera or had just done it and getting that your second crystal when DT went over there and got that information. So we thought you might check it, immediately after going to Hype Cave, but you went right into Pod, and that turned out to be where the ice rod was. So a little bit of a delayed gratification on our end.
Yeah, sorry to disappoint you guys. Yeah, when I see a dungeon that's a crystal or potentially a crystal, that's typically where I run to. So
That makes a lot of sense.
that's my MO.
DT is falling into Ganon now and trying to get their 1-1 here.
Yeah, I'm just going to use the blue potion right away. Question in chat for you, Marty. Did you volunteer for Game 4?
It kind of worked out that way. I think it was going to come down to myself, or, well, yeah, as Shady says, they were kind of dictated by the schedule, because I'm going to be out of commission now from tomorrow, and basically I'm going up home for the holidays, and it's the land that technology forgot, essentially, so I can't guarantee a good internet connection to make a match, especially not a co-op match in case it was a Game 5. So yeah, I was kind of forced to do this match and let Shady and Zelga take on the co-op entrance. And I'm really, really gutted now I won, actually. I wish I would have lost, because I want to watch a co-op entrance match with those two playing, and now I've just shattered my dream.
Yeah, it would have been a very interesting Game 5.
Wonder from the comms and spectator point of view, where was the major time difference between myself and DT?
I think one of the big differences was DT putting off Dark Death Mountain because he actually checked Ether Tablet with just Fighter's Swords, so he was hoping to find another sword so that way he could just, go up, get the Fire Rod, and then go into TR, because he found the Ice Rod before the Fire Rod.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the mirror I think also helped, which you got on Death Mountain. He went up there a little bit later. You found the boots probably about 5 minutes before he did, but that definitely does not count for the major time difference.
Yeah, the early TR did probably just did me a lot of favors, and yeah, lucky routing, I guess. Could have easily gone a different direction.
And DT also did Smith Chain. Was slower and Ice and Pod. Also went to the Zora area.
Man, Shady was watching this intently, wasn't he?
And DT has crossed the bridge and has completed their seed. Congratulations to them, GG's to DT and WJDTB on a great season that has unfortunately come to an end.
Yeah, GG's to the whole team. They really made us work for it. They didn't let up at all.
We're now joined by DT. GG.
Yo, good evening, GG's. Yo, Doc, way to go. Nice work.
GG, DT. Bad luck, eh?
Sure.
Yeah,
I don't know. I was listening to a bit of the interview of the last couple of minutes and kind of hearing where the time differences were, and I mean, it makes perfect sense just based on where the items were. So, I mean, that's rando.
Yeah, that mirror helps a little bit more in Overworld, and like Dr. Marty had a little bit faster pod because you're able to mirror instead of taking death warps and stuff like that. But you guys had different Dark World openings. You got those that Dark World access in Kakariko. Do you like a seed with early Dark World? Do you like going into like Skull Woods at like 6 minutes or something like that?
Yeah, actually, I'm a pretty big fan of that. Dark World right out of Kakariko. I mean, even without it, like you go down to the South Shore traditional stuff, and you've got a lot of density. But you get Dark World access that early, and it's like you're just pretty much clearing out the full overworld within the first 20 minutes, and you just don't have to worry about much of it later. And that's always something that I like to put behind me and not have to worry about like a one-off thing down the road.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Hopefully you get the items that help you clear out the dungeons faster.
Hopefully. I mean, that's the idea.
Yeah, as is always said in chat, we just got to go to the places where the items are as quickly as possible, and then we win. Simple as that.
When you put it that way, it sounds so easy. Where did I go wrong? No, I don't have a whole lot to say. Like I understand where the time differences could have been in this one real easily, and I mean at the end of the day, I feel like I played this one about as well as I could have. Every decision I made sense to me based on what I had at the moment, and definitely had a couple of serious blood pumping boss fights, but got through them okay.
As long as you didn't have to do half-heart Ganon, you know. Just make
No,
the fans
no,
proud.
that I avoided.
Yeah, I mean, DT had some great cold stare fight on low percent equipment. Kept us
Oh,
on
that
the
was
edge
so
of our seat.
scary.
Yeah. But Dr. Barty with like 3.5 hearts in the gauntlet and on Ganon also had us a little bit nervous. But you guys both showed why you made it this far in the league, all the way to the conference semifinals. It was one good race to watch.
Yeah, thanks very much for the kind words, and yeah, thanks for commentating and for the trackers and for the restream. Look forward to watching it back and, you know, seeing where I can improve my game for the next round. It's only getting harder from here.
And I wanted to ask, you're facing Pug Trio. Any thoughts about that?
No good thoughts, put it that way. Just, you know, it's just one tough match after another. It's just, what do? You just have to hope that the luck is on your side and you're playing to the best of your ability. It's daunting, to say the least.
I mean, that's typically the approach for this at all anymore. The skill level is just so high as a whole. You do the best that you can and hope that the luck plays out, and if it doesn't, well, you did the best you could, so
Yeah, totally.
good luck to you guys going forward.
Thanks, DT, much appreciated.
Yeah, if you guys like more rando action, there's a race in about 17 minutes over on SpeedGaming. It's the Open League, JK LOL versus Oops All Foxes. Game 3, it's Kazden versus Chloe Prower. It's also Hard MC Shuffle, just like this mode. And an Invitational, they're going to kick things off Sunday. And then Monday with Titans Mitts facing off against Skull Kids in the conference finals. But with that, I have been Dapper Wormman. We thank Scupula for tracking today. VXR, do you have anything else to add?
I actually have 3 Open League matches tomorrow. Also, their conference finals as well.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Bottles and MT and Last Location here is going to do all 3 of their first 3 matches. Starting at 9:10 a.m. Eastern on SG3.
Yeah, so by the end of the day Saturday, we might have a winner, or we might know that we're going to do Game 4.
Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say.
Well, once again, thank you to Dr. Barty and In the Name of DT for this race, and we wish you all a good day and a pleasant tomorrow.
See you all next time.